So right on schedule, Bitcoin soars to all-time highs, 118,000 US dollars per coin. Digital handshakes to you, celebrations, party poppers, but we're not satisfied. We know that this is the start of the super cycle. We better not be cashing out now. And also we better not be cashing out because Bitcoin is going to give us the smallest returns. Bitcoin goes up 10% and everybody rejoices and celebrates. But if you put $1,000 into Bitcoin, you only make $100 on that 10%. We want the opportunities to be making 5x, 10x, 50, 100x gains because now we know right on time the super cycle has been confirmed and all this money is going to flow from Bitcoin season down to alt season. And if you know exactly where to position yourself, not just in the right niches, because there's a lot of categories competing for the big positions in the top narratives of this cycle, but also which tokens inside those categories are going to outperform the rest. Now, guys, right now is the time to know this. Right now is the time to learn exactly what's in this video, because if you wait another 30 days, it might just be too late. So make sure you hit that like button below. Let's jump straight in. Starting with this lovely chart. You can see in green is the search volume for Bitcoin, which is far from all-time highs. However, the Bitcoin price in black is back up at all-time highs, meaning retail, also known as our exit liquidity, all the dumb money that's going to come flooding in buying at the top, is nowhere to be seen. Bitcoin is crossing these all-time highs, if you come over to Google Trends and do this ourselves, with 1/5 of the search volume that it was getting back in 2017. And let's have a look for comparison. This is the crazy bull market of 2017, this little blip in the graph. And so as retail starts to hear about this, and as the weeks go on and all these success stories get leaked out to the mainstream, they're going to come rushing in with trillions of dollars. EIlio Trades says, that thing where everyone in crypto gets really, really rich, really, really fast, it's happening. This is literally, he tweeted this out this morning. Now is the most amazing time that I've ever seen in crypto since 2021. And that's because we do have a tidal wave of money on the way in the next 6 months that's going to be invested into various crypto assets, from all the way from Bitcoin to the tiny market cap tokens that can give you those 1000x returns. And we just need to be positioned when it arrives. Have a look at this. This is the total crypto market cap. Right now, it's at 3.63 trillion, which funny enough is not quite all-time highs. And the total crypto market cap, by the way, if you don't understand what that means, it's Bitcoin and all the altcoins added together. You can see we're about to break out to all-time highs. And I've zoomed out on this graph here because the $10 trillion zone is this line right here. This is where we're predicted to go in terms of the total market cap of all crypto by the top of this cycle, which is really lovely, but also, once again, pounding this point in, is only about a 3x from here. But where it gets way more fun for us, if we look at the total 3 in crypto. Now the total 3 is the total market cap of all the cryptos, which is the worth of all the cryptos put together, minus the top 3 tokens, which is Bitcoin, Ethereum, and XRP. We only have a market cap of 932 billion. Now for the total market cap to get all the way up to 10 trillion, you're going to want to take out about $3 trillion for those top 3 tokens. We're still needing to hit about this $7 trillion level, which is a crazy banana zone. Looks almost unrealistic looking at this graph right here, and about a 7x on average. And what I want to touch on real quick before we get specific into crypto, this is the global electrification rate over the last 100 years. This is the adoption of the technology called electricity that is lighting up all of our homes, and we are all tapped into the grid and using it. This is why you can predict that the total crypto market cap is going to go up in the same manner, because it is a breakthrough technology with life-changing use cases just like electricity. And if you look at the value of the electricity over time, you can see that is also going up, and very exponentially, as more applications were built on top of that network of electricity. Bitcoin in the 2000s is essentially what electricity was in the 1900s. And this here is a chart from Murat, who predicts we're going to top out at $9.27 trillion at the top of this absolutely super beautiful cycle. Now, he thinks it's going to be a meme coin only cycle. However, a lot of other influencers, including me, think that there's going to be some other runners. You can see in 2017, that tiny little peak that everyone celebrated here, it was altcoins, Ethereum, and ICOs, which is basically layer ones. In 2021, when we went up to about a $69,000 Bitcoin, we had DeFi for the first time, GameFi, alternate layer ones, NFTs, and metaverse. The big brains this cycle are predicting AI is, and it already is, a massive narrative. Memes is going to be the meme coin supercycle, real world assets and tokenized utilities, but also crypto gaming is going to pop its head back up and go absolutely nuclear, according to some people I'm going to show you in a second. And it's very important to distinguish the differences between these categories in crypto, because in 2021, if you were investing in something like insurance tokens, you would do very poorly. It's very easy to see survivorship bias in hindsight, where like everything went crazy. Only about 4 or 5 different categories went absolutely nuclear, and everything else sort of just did a 2 or a 3x. And if you want to see all the categories for yourself, you can come over to Coin Microcap and you can sort by sector. And you can see there's literally hundreds of different sectors that CoinMarketCap have got it separated in. Along the top, however, are the most popular, most trending sectors. And you can see gaming is once again back on the map. And if you sort by 24-hour results in gaming, you can see, thanks to the lovely pump from Bitcoin and the strong fear and greed index at the moment, gaming is really starting to move, having multiple 10% plus earners, including a 50% and a 33% for gaming infrastructure like Portal. EIlio Trades says, the more I see mainstream adoption of crypto, the more insanely obvious it becomes that crypto culture doesn't really scale. It absolutely has to come from an application. That application is gaming. This is what lighting was for electricity. It's going to change everything. This is the true supercycle. And he gives examples of why he believes this. He says crypto gaming is quietly taking over, but you won't be on the rocket until it's too late. You can see this is FIFA's crypto video game, adding Adidas digital assets ahead of next week's launch. And if you look at the crazy amount of money that they're generating for their game, it's $650 million US. CryptoGodJohn, the guy I referenced at the start, who turned $3 grand into $2 million in the 2021 cycle, says a lot of people forgetting that GTA 6 launches towards the end of this year in 2025. That's when I predict gaming narrative will begin to pick up. I have a high conviction that Carrot is going to be one of the top performing coins. We talk about Carrot a lot on this channel, and that could be one that takes off. He says patience is going to pay big. And of course, Alex Becker agrees. He says, gentlemen, Pokémon is going crypto and NFTs. Rockstar and GTA 6 will also do that. Off the Grid is already printing with it. Pretty soon, every streamer you see will be shilling game coins, NFTs, and promoting crypto gaming. Gaming coins are going to print in the future, and 95% of people will miss it. What Becker clarified here makes a lot of sense. He says there's about 20 to 30 projects in AI, RWA, which are two of the categories we mentioned at the start of this video, and gaming have real potential. Most of the LARPs died in this bear, which is most of the fakers, most of the actors, most of the people who weren't serious about their project in gaming did not make it through the 2 years of bear market. The field is smaller than ever before with all those tokens dropping off the map. You'd get that if you were actually good at this. He's talking to someone who was talking about crypto gaming is not going to take off. And so it's our job to find which of these gaming tokens we believe are not the fakers. And like Becker said, there's actually not that many to choose from, funny enough. And we go to market cap up here. This is the entire crypto gaming market cap. It's currently sitting around 18 billion. It peaked in the 2021 gaming cycle at 48 billion, which is a 3x from here. But have a look at this. Render, Form, Stacks, Virtuals. The top 4 aren't really even gaming tokens. So you can take another $5 billion off that, down to about a $13 billion market cap. Immutable is infrastructure for gaming, but it's also not gaming. And then Floki is just a meme coin. So there's a lot of billions of dollars being accounted for in here that shouldn't be in the gaming category. So I think we're about even maybe an 11 or $12 billion category. And so how do you find the top performers in this niche? Well, you can go into someone like EIlio Trades' major positions and advisory sheet, and you can see which tokens he's affiliated to, because on this channel, this is what we like to do. We like to find the top influencers, find what tokens they are buying into, and buy in when they do, and then sell when they do as well, and basically just be guaranteed to match the best traders and the biggest influencers in the world's returns, which has paid off extremely well for me. And you can see that EIlio is actually holding a lot of gaming tokens, just like he's saying he thinks gaming is going to go crazy. He's got Immutable X, he's got Cedarify, he's got Beam, Carrot, Super Champs, Treeverse, I don't know about Monad, Sidus, Senate, Ton Stations, even somewhat gaming related, Ready Games, Wilder World, Moontropica. You can see this is all of these tokens listed here, and the majority of them, Gunzilla as well, are crypto gaming. And so there's a lot of gaming tokens that we're going to continue to research and bring you the best ones, but we got put in touch by Peter from House of Crypto to a really promising project, and that is Metacade. They were here in the 2021 cycle, and for 2.5 years, they have been working on their product and building. And they have a strong foothold in the market. You can have a look at who currently follows Metacade. You've got Peter from House of Crypto, you've got Neo Tokyo's official account, you got ZK Race, you got Superverse, who they've got a partnership deal with, you've got Mario, you've got Keto, and you've even got K-Trap. Now there's going to be a lot of strong tokens in the crypto gaming space. I think it's going to do very well. But why we partnered with someone like Metacade is because they're showing amazing promise early, and I feel like it's an asymmetric bet to be making. You can see in the last 24 hours, they were one of the top gainers on the entire base gaming chain. And funny enough, we're talking about Bitcoin dropping dominance and altcoin season rising. They seem to be tracking the altcoin season index almost to the T. You can see Rust.base.eth. He says, I'm no technical analyst, but Metacade correlation to the altcoin season index is scarily accurate. You can see over the last couple of years, it literally is tracking the altcoin index almost perfectly. Some promising points from Metacade is that 80% of their token supply are held by the community. There's no VC pressure like a lot of the gaming and gaming infrastructure at the moment who launched at a way too big of a dilution. They're fully doxed and they're partnered with Coinbase, and they're going to be available to 6 million Coinbase members as of July 16th on the Coinbase app. They've been building for the last 2.5 years, and right now they're popping up to focus on a little bit more marketing. You can see on Twitter, replied to House of Crypto's tweet saying, give us a 20x coin. And Peter from House of Crypto, this is back in March 29th, says, My Lovely Planet MLC, which is another good looking project, and of course, Metacade. There's two. And again, these seem to be House of Crypto's biggest holds. He says MLC and MCade are both monsters. Now, I'm going to give you my opinion on what type of tokens and market caps I look for if you're going to, even if you're not going to invest in the gaming run, if you're going to the AI run, the realm that I like to play in is the smaller market cap cryptos that have a proven track record. For example, if you're buying into a token that has $1 billion market cap already, and someone puts $100 million in, you're only getting a 10% boost on the market cap of that project. However, if it's got a $1 million market cap, you're getting a 100x boost. Now, of course, the lower market caps come with a lot more risk. But when you consider that altcoin season is very likely here, and the fear and greed index is getting into the extreme greed zone, and it did that very quickly as Bitcoin crossed all-time high, we can make some asymmetric bets, especially if we're front-running this $10 trillion coming into crypto. And for something like Metacade, once again, it's almost fully diluted. It's got about 80% dilution, and its fully diluted market cap is about $20 million USD. And you can see the buildup of the last bull market that we had when Trump got into office and things went crazy all the way through January. Metacade went from, was it a 0.006 all the way up to a 0.04, which is about a 7x return. And EIlio Trades says this is the first real bull run with true money bazooka from Wall Street at our backs. Don't mess this up, because this will allow us to go from something like $3,000 to $2 million on Chainlink, which CryptoGodJohn did over this parabolic zone that is the 4th year that we are sitting on the precipice of. And with Fear and Greed Index high, we're going to see more runners like this. This was Pinlink that went from a 20 mil market cap when Alex Becker recommended all the way up to about a $400 million market cap. Even something like SPX 6900, which if we zoom out, I've been talking non-stop about this on the channel since it was at that $280 million market cap down there. Now it's sitting at a $1.63 billion market cap. But if you are in our inner circle, you would see that our community discovered this token at a $12 million market cap. And it's not alone. This is why our inner circle exists. Because when the market is bullish and tokens are starting to fly, we're going to see some late runners literally do 50, 100, sometimes even 1000x returns, and you want to be as early as possible to that narrative. That is how you make the most money in crypto. If you're late to the narrative, you are going to be exit liquidity. So if you want to move up the news cycle, we track the wallets, the portfolios, and the socials of the top KOLs, the top influencers in the world, so we can get into projects when they do and not be their exit liquidity. Come and join us inside our inner circle. We've just launched our brand new app with a lot of amazing features I'll be telling you about in other videos on this channel. But if you're interested in getting ahead of the mainstream and finding tokens before anybody else, we'd love to see you. The link is in the description below. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.